Good morning, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is me, your boy Larry B, bringing to you here on a beautiful Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023, and my goodness, championship weekend was a good one, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. There was one inevitable, in my opinion, sorry, not sorry, and one game that had surprises, and my goodness, it was a great one all the way to the end. If you love football, this past weekend was just, I don't know how you didn't love it. It was awesome. Yes, I get it. The NFL is rigged, right? Everyone's got to see that, and it's so annoying because, well, that's just the product of sore losers and people who don't know how to accept their team isn't as good as another one. But it is what it is. We've all been there, right? Anyway, I definitely loved it. Yes, the referees aren't going to get every single call, but hey, it is what it is, right? As a Raider fan, the Tuck rule still haunts me. But you gotta let it go, right? It is what it is. Regardless, this was a great weekend of football as we have those Kansas City Chiefs and those Philadelphia Eagles getting ready to take center stage in just under 2 weeks. We got two brothers facing off for the first time in NFL history. Kinda cool, right? Two brothers on the field are facing off for the first time in NFL history. And just 10 years ago, two brothers as head coaches faced off for the first time in NFL history. Kind of cool, right? So we have ourselves a good one today, a little bit of a shorter show, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to jump on into the the recap of championship weekend. We have, of course, a preview to a preview, if you will, for next week's show and the Super Bowl preview. And, well, we got ourselves a little look at the Pro Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're excited, y'all. I definitely am. It's about that time. Let's get it. You're now tuned in to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, here we are, and then there were two. You know, it's awesome this time of year because, I mean, for many reasons. Number one thing, we got so much football happening, meaningful football. It is awesome. We're getting ready for more football coming up, y'all. That's right. We are getting ready to rock and roll because in just well, I wouldn't say in a few weeks, but kind of like that. Well, I guess it is a few weeks because it's the weekend after the Super Bowl. We have the return of the XFL. I'm actually really excited about that. 3 and Out's going to continue, guys. We're not, we're definitely not done yet. We will continue. We'll probably have a new time, different kind of a show, but it's going to be fun because we're going to be talking about that XFL starting up. Then, of course, we can't forget, y'all, the USFL is returning as well, coming on up. So, I mean, there's lots of great football coming around. It's exciting to see these spring leagues, you know. It's really, really exciting to see these guys go out there and do their thing in a league that is not the NFL. I think it's great. And, of course, the goal is the NFL, but super excited for those guys, you know, getting a chance. I know some guys actually got a chance from last year's USFL and the XFL before that, you know. So I like that a lot. I really like the fact that that there's more football to be played. And yeah, why not? Year round, my goodness. It's like baseball feels like it's year round sometimes, you know. And basketball and hockey, they're just very long seasons. The NFL, you know, it's a little shorter, and I mean, of course, we know why. You can't play multiple games in a week. That's brutal. But I just think it's great. You know, we get more football in the spring, into the summer, and hey, the NFL's coming right back, you know, so right back around. So I love it, and we're definitely excited for that. so the anticipation of the spring leagues are building up. We also have here just, what is the Pro Bowl going to look like this year? I don't think that's really anticipation, but I do believe it's something that we think of every year, no matter if we watch it or not, no matter if we think it's a crap show or not. We kind of just want to think about it. Though everyone says they're not going to tune in, they're going to tune in for just a little bit, even to criticize it, and then they're going to probably leave. And that's cool. It's no biggie, but I'm just saying it's crazy, right? It's crazy. We got the Senior Bowl coming up. Of course, catch my boy Taron Rodriguez and myself coming up this weekend. Really, really excited for that on February 4th. Both shows 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 1 hour before the Crossroads pod on Saturday, and then on Sunday, of course, we're on at 7 o'clock again in the morning Pacific time. And it's really cool. We're going to be talking about Senior Bowl week. Practice starts today, actually, so we get to see a lot of those guys in action. And, who looks good, it's incredible. You look at the Senior Bowl, my goodness, there's a guy named Deebo Samuel. I think we all know who he is by now. But, I remember seeing him in Pro Bowl, in Senior Bowl week. And he's doing everything we thought he would. You know what I mean? It's just awesome to see it, right? It's awesome. So, definitely enjoy it. It's a great time of year. And, oh, yeah. Tomorrow's my birthday. Just saying. I'm super excited about that. Love it. Love that my birthday is always near and around the Super Bowl. Really not happy that they added another week for multiple reasons, but another one of them, of course. The Super Bowl used to always be on or around my birthday, and now that stupid extra week, it's a week after, and I hate it, and it's stupid, and I can't stand it, but it is what it is, right? I definitely love the fact that no matter what, when my birthday comes around, it's somewhere around the Super Bowl, and I'll take it. So a little bit of jokes there, right? But no, I definitely enjoy this time of year, nice and cold. It's a great time. So anyway, guys, we have ourselves 2 games to recap, and man, they were pretty good. So whether you were on your drive to work right now, whether you are on your at work on a break early on, whatever you are doing at the moment, thank you so much for being here today. Whether you are home enjoying this on the podcast version, on the replay, on a drive to work, on a commute, at the office, probably when you shouldn't be, working with your headphones in, whatever you're doing, thank you so much for tuning in here today, and it's much appreciated. Hey, I try not to disappoint, and we're going to go ahead and jump on into this today. So, alright, you guys, first and foremost, it's a game that I would like to spend a little time on, but it's kind of hard to. The NFC Championship. The first game underway on Sunday, and honestly, it was anything but spectacular. We kind of knew what was going to happen. We kind of knew that the Niners just weren't up to par. I know, throw tomatoes at me, Niner fans. Big ups to our boy in the chat room, Taron Rodriguez. Thanks, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. But yeah, the Niners just, I don't know. At the end of the day, the Eagles are just a strong team. And you got to understand something, you guys. I get it. I don't understand why people are like, oh my gosh, they're not, what do you see with the Eagles? And I've heard it multiple times, and I understand it. I get it. I totally get it, okay? You got a guy behind center. That's okay. He's okay, right? Jalen Hurts, he's the Alabama guy, right? And then he transfers to Oklahoma because a freshman took his spot, right? He's that guy, right? Okay. Then we get, Devontae Smith, another Alabama dude, pretty damn good. But hey, he's just one guy. A.J. Brown, he's okay, right? Miles Sanders, he's good, right? He's not the worst. He's definitely a solid player, right? We're looking at these players, and people are like, well, I don't know what you see. It's a team they got some players, but I don't understand. They don't have Kittle. They don't have Travis Kelce. They got his brother, but he's a center, right? And no one looks at the O-line, of course. And Dallas Goedert, he's all right. They're just mediocre guys, right? It's a team of nobodies, people would say, or a team of really. For real? I don't understand you. I don't understand you at all. It's ridiculous. I don't understand whatsoever that this team doesn't really have, some studs on it. That's ridiculous. Jalen Hurts has something to prove to everybody, man, and he shows it. I mean, as I love to brag about it, the guy's awesome, man. He's a power lifter. The guy loves to lift a lot of weights. Do you see how hard it is to bring him down? The guy's got a pretty solid arm. He can run the ball. He takes care of business when he has to. His receiver core is nasty. And can we please not overlook this offensive line? I don't get it. Guys, look at this freaking offensive line. Okay, Lane Johnson, I think everyone knows who Lane Johnson is, right? Gosh damn monster, 6'6", 325. The guy has been an absolute stud all year long, and you know what? It's awesome to see him just continue to work hard. And also on top of that, for Lane Johnson, pretty cool. 32, he's a vet, and the guy holds down that right side. Isaac Seumalo. Hope I got his name right. A 29-year-old, more of a vet, 6'4", 303. He's a big boy. Heck of an athlete. The guy is stout. He is tough. And what I love about it is this guy, I mean, my goodness, he's a finisher with his blocks. At center, there's just some dude named Jason Kelce. He's no big deal, right? But a veteran, probably one of the best centers I think we've seen in this era of football. And the guy is a gosh damn tank. I mean, he's only 295. Crazy, right? He's not even over 300 pounds. 6'3", he's stout. But that goes to show you something. I'll tell you right now. I would much rather on game days, and I think you've all heard me say this before on this show. Me, personally, as a 3 technique, 0 technique kind of guy, or playing any of the positions, I will much rather play a dude that is 6'7", 6'6". I do not give a crap. Good, be tall. That's wonderful. I'm short. I'll get up under your pads easy. I'd rather play a freaking gigantic monster that's got long limbs. Okay, that prototypical, that tackle dude. I'd rather play him than a guy that's closer to my size, that's short and stout and lean. You know why? That guy's probably stronger than crap, number one. That he resembles, and I'm not saying you're bragging or whatever, I'm saying he resembles myself. A shorter, lean, freaking, freakishly strong, shorter guy can get low, can block. Those are the guys I hated playing because they're strong. They just have that ability. They can get low just like you. They're strong just like you. They can move their feet just like you. If you try to speed, they got speed too. They're going to go with it. They're going to try to wash you out. I much rather play a guy that is much bigger because at least it's not an easy game, but it's for damn sure a lot simpler than a shorter dude who's just a freak of nature athlete. And Jason Kelce is that guy. And that's no diss to the big boys out there who are tall and lanky and big and everything. But what I'm saying is playing the shorter dudes it is hard. Even a tackle that's shorter, I get it. They like the long limbs, and that's what you want in a tackle. I understand that. But still, I mean, my toughest games are always against those guys who are a little closer to my size, who are just built like a brick shithouse. And yeah, I know, sorry. Didn't put the explicit button on this one, but I mean, it's those are the guys I hate playing, right? So you have a guy like Kelce, okay? And then you got a dude, Landon Dickerson. Landerson, guys. Alabama. Another Alabama dude. He's a youngster. He's 6'6", he's 332. Now you got this he's a pretty big dude, okay? And he's heavy. He's freaking heavy, okay? 332. You look at this guy, and he's just built, okay? I love it. Another strong, freaking stout center type kind of guy who's just a little taller. You have those 3 in the middle who are extremely solid. Then you go to the other side, and I don't get this at all. He's a 7th round pick, you guys. Jordan Mailata is a freaking monster. And if he didn't prove himself this whole season, he proved himself this year. Because, damn it, this dude got off. 6'8", 365-pound dude. That's a big freaking dude. All right. And he's got size on him. He can move. This dude is no pushover. And I think it shows. This is no diss on Bosa whatsoever. I respect Bosa. I respect what he's got. I respect he's a stud. He is a generational type player. But you guys, they put Bosa on both sides. They were like, yeah, you know what? Let's move him from Lane Johnson's side and try to, get him some work on my Lotta because it'll probably be simpler for him. Wrong. Yeah, homeboy is good. Okay, he's got fast feet. He will max you. Nobody understands the trenches, and it bothers me because skill players help win the game, but half the damn game is in the trenches. My goodness, have you guys ever heard that before? If you dominate the trenches, you win the game. There's a reason for that, you guys. If you can control the line of scrimmage, give even a mediocre quarterback, and I'm not calling Jalen Hurts mediocre. I think he's a special talent, but you give even a mediocre talent, you give a guy like that, okay, 5 seconds back there, he's going to do some things, okay? As a matter of fact, you give even a mediocre quarterback, my goodness, just 4 seconds even, to just do something back behind center and see his target. And yeah, trust me, you guys, it's a lot easier than to have some dude in your face the second you snap the freaking ball because your offensive line can't do a damn thing. This is really what helps these Eagles be so strong, and no one understands that for some weird reason, but whatever. Anyway, but this offensive line is freakish, okay? And yes, they've all had their bumps. I get it. People are going, oh my gosh, do you see so-and-so, lit up this block and whatever. Yeah, mistakes happen, you guys, but they've made the least, and guess what? They're in the Super Bowl. So, on top of that, they have the defensive line from hell. Okay, they just signed. I know I say that about Washington all the time, but these guys, man, Fletcher Cox, Hargrave, Graham, you have Josh Sweat, and now you have Ndamukong Suh. That's unreal. That's unreal. I would love to be at one-on-ones for practice. Oh my gosh, just what a front seven the Eagles actually have. I mean, look at that, man. Kazir White, TJ Edwards, and Hassan Riddick. I don't get it, you guys. People sleep on this. This is a solid front seven. They've been playing like it all year. I mean, my gosh, we've been praising the Eagles pretty much all season long, and like I said, I think Hale Henderson were pointing this out to me too this year, just really, the beginning of the season, and I've really looked into these guys, and they are good, man. This is a solid football team. Secondary is pretty damn good. Bradbury and Gardner Johnson, Blankenship, and Darius Slay. Of course, we all know what Darius Slay can do. I'm just saying, guys, this is a good football team, all right? And I'm just really trying to shine light on the fact that Philly is monstrous. Terrence says Jalen Hurts can't play an average game, but when his team is getting the W, the joke is on everyone else. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand people's casual fans, man. Anyway, Darren, I mean, nothing wrong with that, but oh my gosh. Anyway, Darren also says the Eagles dominated the trenches, and that was huge. Absolutely. The Niners O-line was not good on Championship Sunday. The Niners weren't good on Championship Sunday. Offensive line and everybody else. And I'm not laughing at the Niners. I'm just saying, look, for a team that made it that far, and for a team who has a solid football team all the way around, I get it, you need a quarterback. Totally understand that. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning. I understand that. I totally get it, guys. Trust me, I totally get it. But the biggest part about that game was the fact that they just got dominated up front. They could not penetrate whatsoever. And then on the other side, my goodness, their offensive line looked like a wet paper bag, man. They were running. The Eagles were having a field day, just running all over the place. They get Purdy hurt. Poor guy, man. You feel bad for him. The Niners are now down to their gosh dang fourth-string quarterback. Poor guy gets in there, and he gets hurt because the O-line just can't seem to do anything. And like I said, I get it. Up front, they're studs. But look, man, the Niners' offensive line is actually pretty damn good, too. All right, they are. I really, really like a lot of that, what they got in the trenches over there, man. They have some studs, all right? You got a guy, McGlinchey's come a long way. He is really a solid athlete. Trent Williams is a freaking beast. I think anybody can praise him, no matter what you may say about him. The guy plays pretty damn good. Banks and Brendel and Buford, those are solid dudes, okay? They're not just these guys that got off the street. Those are solid offensive linemen. They didn't play like it, though, and they just got beat. They got beat by a much better defensive line, and they balled, man. I feel bad. Josh Johnson couldn't make it happen. I mean, it was tough, man. I mean, think about this. They lose Trey Lance early. They lose Jimmy Garoppolo early. Brock Purdy gets in there and just goes, makes it happen, and then he gets hurt. Then we have here Josh Johnson gets in there. Unfortunately for him, gets hurt. They're down to Christian McCaffrey behind center, you guys. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Crazy, unfortunately for them. But yeah, I mean, but this defense didn't help much either. Okay, that defensive line needed to step up. I get it. The Eagles are a damn good offensive line, but my gosh, man, Ibaka, Kinlaw, Armstead, Bosa, that's a very good defensive line, and they got beat, guys. They got beat. There's no shame in that, man. We all get beat. It happens. You just come back next season stronger and better. I got so much respect for that defensive line and for the whole defense, man. Greenlaw, Beast, Warner, all right. I mean, just Alshire. I mean, just amazing players, okay? Huaponga, another absolute monster player that, was like the protege of Palmalu. I mean, just a very good defense, okay? Gibson Sr., Ward, Lenore. I just really love that I love that they put together a strong team that made it this far. But man, when I got there, this wasn't their day. Terrence says here, Niner fans also disrespected the Rocky statue. That sucks. The Vikings and Patriots fans did that back in 2018. The Giants and Niner fans did so this year. More of the story, never sabotage Rocky, yeah. And McCaffrey didn't even play a snap at quarterback. They forced Brock. Of course they forced Brock Purdy back in there. But Taryn, what I'm saying is he was in there in the Wildcat, okay? And the thing is you already know what's going to happen as a defense. If you get a running back in there now, they're going to run the damn ball a lot of the time, okay? Your DBs just got to lock down and make sure nothing happens, but you're going to play that run. I mean, realistically, you have to know football, you know what I mean? Like, when you're out there, and these guys do. They love it. These teams are – football's life, right? And these guys have to know. Down in distance, they got to know where they are on the field. They got to know who's back there. And the Eagles knew exactly that. They knew, hey, we saw McCaffrey in there. It's Wildcat, y'all. He may try to throw the ball once or twice, but go after him. Go after him and play the run. Contain. Play that run. Do not let him go anywhere. He's going to try to run the damn ball. That's it. So, when Lane Johnson went down, yeah, of course, Brock Purdy gets back in there. Poor guy. He probably couldn't even throw that great. I mean, it was just a mess for them. So, yeah, it's no wonder they got waxed. And 31-7 later, the Eagles just dominated. Lots of dumb penalties from the Niners. They just the Eagles got in their head somehow. I mean, it was just a bad day at the office for the Niners. Time of possession, 37 minutes for the Eagles. For the Niners, it was 22 minutes. I mean, the Eagles had the ball the whole freaking game. Total plays, man, 70 plays for the Eagles and 45 for the Niners. I mean, like I said, guys, you got to look at it. 148 rushing Eagles, 81 yards rushing Niners. I mean, must that go further? 3 turnovers for the Niners. It was crazy, you know what I mean? They got sacked 3 times. It was just bad. And what do? You chalk it up for next year. That's that. But the Eagles are a special team. And the Niners, hey, they were special too. Had they had Trey Lance, the game may have been a little bit different. I still think the Eagles would have won. But this is a very good football team. And moving forward, the Niner fans have nothing to worry about. My gosh, if they can bring back a lot of this team for next season and get Trey Lance healthy, my goodness, this team could hoist a Lombardi in the next couple of years. Maybe even next year if they really buckle down and signed a few more pieces in the offseason. I mean, look at this. They have the team they had now and almost made it. But it's just unfortunate circumstances for them with the quarterback. It happens, guys. But I'm really, really happy that they are solid. And they can definitely come back next season and be a powerhouse. So as for the Eagles, this team, fly Eagles fly, man. Oh my gosh, that team is good. So alrighty, then we get to the AFC Championship, and this was of course a much better, much closer game. Darren says Rams will also be back next year. This season was an L, but next year they'll bounce back. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely got a good team, but we shall see how they look next season. So alrighty. The Chiefs. Okay. This game is such a... Oh my gosh. Okay. It's hard to even gather my thoughts on this. The Chiefs are one hell of a football team. Okay. All four of these teams are. There's a reason why they made it this far. But the Chiefs have a gear that honestly, nobody else in the AFC seemed to have had. And the Bengals, man, they had it last week and they lost it, man. I don't know what happened. The Bengals had every chance to win this game. Bengals fans, don't be upset. Don't be mad. The Bengals had every chance. I mean, every chance. Oh no, the referees. Oh my gosh. Stop it, man. Like, I get it. Like, there were some phantom calls. That's football, you guys. Especially in a game this big. The referees aren't perfect, y'all. Okay, let's just get robot refs. Screw it. I mean, and then we could have them to blame. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like I said, I'm a Raider fan, okay? Tuck rule, my gosh. It was used one time versus the Raiders. It's what it is. Let it go. Look, it's one of those things where the Bengals... you should never leave a game to the refs. Never. That's why you shouldn't leave a game to the kicker. Ever. And I don't understand how everyone just kind of flips out when there's a bad call or something. It's like, yeah, I get it. It's a close game. You're going to get calls that are going to be like, they screwed us. You're going to get calls that are actually like they're screwing you. And you're going to get calls also that are in your favor. Had this have been the other way around, the Chiefs would have been like, oh my gosh, we got screwed. And the Bengal fans would have been like, oh, so well, whatever. Oh, well, we're on our way. It's just human nature, you guys. It is what it is. But let's get into the football game. Damn it, it was a good one. Patrick Mahomes played well. When he's playing this good, man, it's hard to beat him. I mean, you look at the stats here, you compare to Mahomes, 29 for 43, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we go back over here to Jalen Hurts in the NFC. It's like night and day, right? Jalen Hurts only had 15 for 25 and 121 yards. He didn't even have a touchdown. Crazy, right? Okay, then you get back to comparison with the Chiefs over here on this side. Pacheco, 10 carries for 26 yards. Nothing. They didn't really run that much. But through the air, hey, they found a way. Valdez-Scantling, six receptions for 116 yards, 1 touchdown. You compare that to the Eagles. Gainwell, 14 carries for 48 yards. Okay, neither team really ran that well, right? And then Devontae Smith, 2 receptions for 36 carries. Does this necessarily mean that the Eagles didn't really play that good of a game? No, because they dominated. They spread the ball out for sure, and they got it done as a team. Take a look here at the Chiefs. They definitely had some solid stats in a game that was much closer. Crazy, right? I'm just saying the amount of playmakers on the Eagles is unreal. All right, really. Now, Andy Reid has his bunch over there. Totally get it. They have a solid game. Okay? You just gotta look at how special Mahomes is. When you get a guy that can extend plays like he does, when you get a guy who can, I mean, I get it. Some people say they don't believe in him or whatever, like he'll fade out and he's just he'll get figured out. And you're like, okay, well, say what you will, but he's good, man. The guy wins games. This entire team is just, my goodness, they have a pretty damn good offensive line as well. I really love that they have just a stout front five. Orlando Brown, man, this guy is just really becoming everything we thought he would be. I like him. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I think he's pretty damn good. A couple years ago, they didn't have tackles, in the Super Bowl, and look at this year. I mean, they're playing so well, and it's great to see this team play like this. The receiving core, they're stepping up big time, and it's kind of like, okay, they have a solid football team, minus one of the fastest men in the NFL, of course, that's Tyreek Hill. Crazy, right? And you look at this team and you think to yourself, okay, well, the offense is pretty solid. On defense, they don't really have that great of a D-line. I mean, but then you look at a guy like Chris Jones. Chris Jones is solid, man. You just, I love what they said during the game. Let Chris Jones be Chris Jones. The guy's a freaking nature athlete, SEC player from Mississippi State. I mean, this defensive line they've been really overlooked. Frank Clark, we all know, the guy is just a lights-out athlete, and I love what he brings to the table. I love how solid he plays at his position. The guy can contain so well. He gets in there. It's a good football team. And then you take a look at the rest of the defense. Honestly, it's a solid group. It really is. Okay. Now we take a look at this Bengals team, and it is so hard to accept the fact that they lost because of how good of a game they had. Burrow, the guy is just so talented, man. But he threw 2 picks. He was actually the leading rusher with 4 carries and 30 yards. There's a problem there. You got to run the football. All right? Let's just be real. The Eagles, of course, have a quarterback who can play both running back and quarterback at the same time. Okay, the guy's that damn good. But you got to be able to run the football. Joe Burrow, I'm so sorry, you guys, but Joe Burrow is not. he's not a Michael Vick, guys. He can run a little bit, yeah, but he's not the guy that's gonna take off on the ground, and he's just. If he's the one leading your yards, where was Mixon at, man? Where was P. Ryan? Where were they? I mean, stuffed. This D-line doesn't get credit. The Chiefs are solid, man. And what I love about this Chiefs team is they dominate, man. Once they get going, oh my gosh, it is so hard to stop this team once they're on a roll. They pour it on, and you know what? The Bengals fought valiantly. Oh my gosh, it was a great game. They have a solid offensive line themselves. A guy like Alex Kappa, who I really, 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 guy from Humboldt State. Guess what? He's a guy that I saw in the Senior Bowl a couple years ago. And the guy is such a good player. Humboldt State don't have a football team no more. It's awesome, man. Alex Kappa is just a solid player. I mean, Ted Karras, a veteran monster out there. I mean, I love what this team has done, what they put together here. It just wasn't enough. And like I said, okay, I get it. Jamar Chase he's gonna get the ball, right? He's gonna get his touches. T. Higgins is gonna get his touches. But if you're one dimensional, it's hard to win games. Kind of crazy. They almost did it. They almost did it. That's how good this team really is. But it just makes so much sense with how good this Chiefs defense was, you know? And it just shows you that the Bengals, maybe invest a little more on the offensive line. I'm just saying, you guys. Remember a couple of years ago, everyone's like, oh my gosh, we got Jamar Chase. We shouldn't have passed up on Sidney Penny. And yeah. But do you see? They're good. Okay, and Jamar Chase is definitely a great pick. I'm not saying they should have drafted Panay instead of Chase, but what I'm saying is maybe you should kind of go after more offensive line. I mean, you have a damn good offense. Maybe we need to really get a rotation. You know what I mean? Like you guys need a better, just more out of the offensive line. Because with a little bit better productivity up front, oh my gosh, I think the Bengals would have won this game. They ran out of gas. They dominated in Buffalo. So I don't know. And then overall, I mean, it just seemed like the Chiefs just had the one up, man. They were ready. They were at home. They were playing for the Lamar Hunt Trophy. You know, they're trying to bring it back home to Kansas City for the 5th year in a row. I mean, it's ridiculous. And yeah, it's like Terrence said here, the Mahomes played on a bad ankle. That's pretty crazy, right? But yeah, he's just him. And yeah, exactly. Mixon and Samaje Perine, those are two pretty good running backs. And if Burrow's leading carries, there's an issue there. And also, yeah, Terrence saying that the Chiefs are underrated defense. They definitely are. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, you guys, the Chiefs, I get it. Okay, some things happened. I get it. There was a late hit in this game that caused the field goal to be even closer. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. Like, what do you do? What do you really do? You know, you can't. I get it. Okay, it's a dumb decision. Oh my gosh, everyone's getting all crazy. But honestly, you guys, if you really think about this, really think about this, he was just doing what he's coached to do. He shouldn't have made the extra bump outside the white. We know that. But just being real, y'all, I mean, you're playing with so much emotion. You're trying to make every play you can. Yes, do your best not to make a bonehead decision like that, but at the end of the day, it's like, look, there were so many mistakes made by the Bengals. I mean, that was just one of the many. Take your pick. Now, one mistake can ruin it all, yes. But still, the defense really should have done their job even earlier on. Okay, I mean, you have a guy like Mahomes, you have to play like how the Bengals did in the fourth quarter of the entire game. So, hey, it is what it is, right? So, anyway, I just really enjoyed both these games this weekend. Whether you like my takes or not, it is what it is, right? Definitely excited for what we got in a couple of weeks. And we have such a great group of players in the Super Bowl. I mean, I love it. I know it's every year, right? We have that great group of players, but this year's just special, man. You have oh my gosh, on one side you got this Eagles team who's just mowing everybody down, and they're a strong group, man. I'm telling you, that offensive line is an offensive line that I am so happy with. I think their defensive line is the best in the NFL. Then you got the Chiefs, man. They put together a pretty good offensive line themselves. They got skill players for days. They got Mahomes over there. And the defense is very underrated. But then you look back at the Eagles and you're like, but that offense has got tricks. And they got Hurts. And whether somebody wants to admit it or not, Jalen Hurts is pretty damn good, okay? Yeah, he may not be on Mahomes level, whatever. The guy can freaking flat out play football, and it's a football game, right? And football players win football games, and the guy is a football player. So I don't know. I can say this is a hell of a matchup we got here. and super excited for it. So, taking a look here. In the chat room, Terrence says, yeah, Mahomes hanging out of bounds anyway. I felt bad for Osai. Yeah, that's his name, Osai. He needs to deactivate social media and come back stronger for next year. Yeah, people are dumb. But anyway, man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see, players, though, picking each other up. I see a lot of people consoling him on the sideline, and he knows he messed up, and it sucks, but I like what Coach said at the end of the game, too. He's like, so what? He says, yeah, it was a mistake at the end. We made a lot of mistakes today. It should have never came to that. And I love that. I love that. So, I'm just saying, it's true, man. So, anyway, off to the Pro Bowl. Oh, my goodness. We have the Pro Bowl coming out. So, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The Pro Bowl has become this weird thing, over the last couple of years, and I get it. Everyone's like, it sucks, and for so many years, you guys, I really try to defend the Pro Bowl, and I just can't no more, man. You got the NHL All-Star Game, which is amazing, that I love it. You have the NBA All-Star Game, which is becoming a snooze fest because no one wants to play defense, and we have a freaking 300 to 298 score at the end of the game. It's annoying. But I get it. No one wants to get hurt. I totally understand that. But man, they used to be an honor, and now we just, now it's just a thing. Everyone just kind of like, oh, haha, we made it. Let's just play around for a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. But anyway, it's the Pro Bowl games coming up. And it's cool, it's cool. I'm still gonna tune in. I'm still gonna see what they do, and it's cool. They're trying to make this something, and I respect them for doing it. I really do. Games in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, and you know what? It's cool. It's the games. They got like dodgeball and crap, and the Manning brothers are coaching each side. They tried that before where they get two players to coach the game, and it's just, I don't know. I just wish the Pro Bowl was how it used to be. A pretty good football game where these guys just went out there and played, and there wasn't so many freaking rules. And yeah, you get hurt. I understand that's football. It sucks, but they went out there and played, and, it was an honor. It was after the Super Bowl, so all the teams played in it. Just, I don't know, man. Everyone that was selected from every team, what the Pro Bowl has become, it bothers me. But what do you do, right? I guess it is what it is. Maybe we should just do away with the All-Star games, The only one that's even worth watching anymore is the MLB All-Star game, and even that's kind of blah. But, the NHL All-Star game was pretty cool, the 3-on-3 thing. Maybe it should be 7-on-7, 3 down linemen. They should play like arena style, break it up into 4 of the divisions and have a little tournament. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Or 8 teams, have a little, mini arena tournament or whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is this is it is what it is. I'm going to try to enjoy it. And you know what? I at least give the NFL respect for trying to keep this awesome tradition alive. It used to be this once respected good game, and now it's just, like I said, it's just a thing. So, here's what it is. But really excited for, what's to come in the couple of weeks. Of course, we got the Super Bowl coming up, and I'm just ready to break that down next week. So, anyway, man, I'm almost out of here. I'm just about to head on to work, but definitely appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. I know I got started a little bit later than usual. My apologies, a little bit of a shorter show, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed that. And, well, as I always say, y'all, there's only one thing left to do today. That is to cue the music, because we're out of here, y'all. Alrighty. That is going to do it for today's show. The Super Bowl is set, and then there were 2. We got the Pro Bowl coming up this week. The Pro Bowl games. Let's hope they're good. And, of course, the Super Bowl coming up. in 2 weeks' time, well, just under 2 weeks' time. Let's hope it's a good football game, guys. You'll get my pick and everything and the reason why for next week. I'll look more into it. But, I'm excited. Let's hope it's a good football game. Let's hope we get a good one, a nail-biter. That's not left up to the refs. That doesn't come down to a kicker. A good team victory that involves the kicker. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, Terrence, the Eagles, as of right now, and I've been on the Eagles for a while now, and I think a lot of us have, definitely at the moment taking the Eagles, but I'm going to take a good look at it and see, can I convince myself to think otherwise? But with that said, we're going to have ourselves a very good show next week, talking Super Bowl. I'm going to have something, a little something different for you guys, and then next year we're back on it, guys. Like I said, Primetime Face-Offs back in full force next year. This show just in full force next year. Just a lot of changes. Go take a look at the IE Sports Radio website, man. That has took so much of my time, and I love it. I'm glad it's become pretty cool. And just recruiting this year, getting everything going with the job, and really, really, really good standing. So many great things. So, the Primetime Face-Offs got sacrificed, my apologies. But at least I kept this one going almost every week throughout the regular season and the playoffs. So, hey, we just got to find it and make things happen when we can. So, with that said, you guys, you can follow the show at 3and Out, IESR, all spelled out. You can follow, of course, IE Sports Radio on all social media. Check us out, of course, at IESportsRadio.com. That's the place you got to go right there. All the podcasts are on there. They are live as we speak, of course. As someone's on the air, go on there, click on their podcast page, and they are live right here on Spreaker on the embed. You also have here all of the podcasts up on there as well as they pile up. It is just awesome what we've really become, and I just want to thank you guys all. As I always say, big ups to the man above, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. And of course, without all of you guys out there, IE Sports Radio was not possible. We thank you all so very much for showing us love, and hey, I will see you guys coming up next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.